Good morning. I hope that you can see me okay. It's a little dark on my screen. I know we've got a bit of a storm happening here, so the internet's kind of been a little bit um, maybe affected by the weather. Anyways, that's all good. Happy Friday. It's Jodie Fitzgerald here. I am here with my Friday A Dog's View, here to talk to you about how dogs. I'm always thinking about dogs and talking about dogs, and there's a lot of good and bad that go with that. Sometimes there's not such great things, but I still think that they're important to talk about. I am a licensed family dog mediator and a certified dog obedience trainer instructor, and I'm also a former nurse, 24 years, wide variety of nursing experience. And somehow I ended up knee deep in the dog world, and think I'm going to just turn that down because that will get loud. Get that to not turn on while I'm on here live. So today I was really I've been thinking lots and really appreciating the work that is going on here in Manitoba. There are so many rescues that are extremely dedicated to helping on the reservations with the dog crisis. There is a res dog crisis happening here in Manitoba for sure. I know we're not the only place. I think it's a lot of other places, but locally in Manitoba here, there are rescues and people that are just wearing themselves out, working day and night, volunteering their time, their heart, their energy to helping dogs on the reserves. And there's people living in these communities who are so dedicated to helping them. Some of the most amazing people I've ever met are doing this on the reservations. And there's also so many amazing people around the province helping and dedicated and put just amazing time and energy into the population, the dog problem, the problem with the res dogs, and trying to help and feed and spay and neuter and get vetting to these communities. Some of them are very, very remote. Um, when I was with the rescue, I have gone several times now, and I'm still helping as much as I can with the spay and neuter clinics in Manitoba. And we also did some educational shows years ago. So I was able to meet some of these amazing people in the communities. I have gotten to see some things firsthand of the problem with the dogs, with so many dogs loose, and witnessing how many there are dogs that are around that are needing support, and they're having puppies after puppies and things like that. It's really I understand the problem. I see the problem, and I really believe that education is one of the key ways to help these people in the communities and help the future. Right now, we need other things like vet care. We need the education started, of course, but we do, there is a lot of support needed to help these dogs. I could go on and on. I would actually recommend that you go to the Animal Justice Academy Facebook page. They did I think might be on YouTube. I'm not sure, but I know there was a live Zoom meeting yesterday that was fantastic. They interviewed Katie Powell here in Winnipeg, and and another wonderful lady that is on a reserve, Puckatawagan, way up north, a remote reserve. And it's really good to learn and hear stories from people that are in direct, contact with this stuff going on and in the community. It's amazing and wonderful to see and meet people that are in the communities helping, and so many wonderful people putting out efforts for dogs. It's amazing. So I had a statistic here. So just in Manitoba, there are 93,840 people living on reserves. And we were talking yesterday, there was, I believe, if I remember correctly, there was around 500 dogs in a 4-kilometer area with about 2,000 people. That's a lot of unmonitored dogs. It's a lot of dogs walking around, and that there's multiple reasons why we need to work at educating for the future, but also getting the support they need right now, getting the vetting to these communities and getting the help that the people, because these people, a lot of them, many people really love their animals, and their dogs are important to them. Um, I thought so. I've been taking a journey, going learning about the more of the Aboriginal, the Indigenous history and the communities, and I have learning about. I do have a bit of Métis in me, so I have. Maybe that's why I've always felt something spiritual with all animals, for sure. Not just dogs. I think that they're all spiritual beings. So um, I've learned about the healing circle and the seven sacred signs. Um, how much these animals are just all a sign of our spirit and our love, and we look to them for guidance and support ourselves. So they also depend on us. That works both ways. They need support and guidance from us. Historically, um, historically, dogs have been played a significant role in indigenous communities across North America for thousands and thousands of years. For thousands of years, their roles. I've have a more written it down here to help me remember, because I really wanted to point out how important it is, and how these animals do mean a lot to indigenous people and all of us. Like, to me too, they're very, they have a history in my life and in my previous family's life. But for thinking about with the indigenous communities, I've like enjoyed learning. I have lots to learn. I love hearing the stories that I do hear from people about their life with dogs and what it has been like with that for them. But looking at it historically, they've definitely been more than just companionship. It was about survival. And as we know today, everybody is still in survival mode, um, in one way or another, and some much more than others. But they've been essential partners for the indigenous communities for years, for survival cultural and spiritual beliefs. Taking a deeper look at it, were great for hunting and for protection. They could assist in helping finding game that they're hunting for, and they also protect from the predators that would be uh, wanting to come at them. That could be a threat to their family and home. So dogs are really good at protecting. For transportation, we know that the dogs have been used for pulling for uh, a sled structure. I don't even know if I'm going to say it right. Travis, I think it's called a Travis, made from poles and hides. And so the dogs they were used for years and years for that kind of thing, and to transport goods and belongings across long distances. So dogs have come a ways, have a really working partners in survival, and also for herding. They help them manage the livestock, like reindeer in northern regions, and provide assistance with daily tasks. Dogs have historically been very helpful and useful in the indigenous communities and the culture, uh, for that's why they're still so important. And they've also have a huge, as I mentioned, spiritual and cultural significance. I do feel like they've been. I've got sacred beings and guides, and I think dogs and animals are very sacred, and they do guide us. And even as a child, going back to that protection, I can remember watching the dog. If I heard a noise, I would look at the dog and see how the dog reacted. I trusted my animals to help me feel safe and to protect me, just even by their actions, whether knowing something was happening or going on. Um, in some indigenous traditions, dogs are seen as spiritual protectors and messengers. They're believed to have a strong connection to the spirit world and may serve as guides as for those who have passed on. There's symbolism and teachings. Dogs often embody values such as loyalty, courage, and protection. Symbolism. Uh, this aligns. This is with the seven sacred laws. The seven sacred symbols. They really, loyalty, courage, and protection. And dogs. Many indigenous traditions include stories about dogs. They're used for teachings, legends, and stories right? For the stories talk about dogs as wise, protective, or even supernatural beings. Some nations view them as guardians or symbols of strength. For communities and families, dogs are teachers. Dogs are used as teachers. Their children are taught responsibility and respect through their relationship with dogs. When just like any parent, when we're able to help our animal to to help our child and family to learn how to respect and care for a dog, and to pat them gently, and even about feeding and caring them, um, cleaning up. They learned that from us. So dogs can be we can use dogs as teaching children. Learning to care for a dog instills values of kindness and accountability, and they're also emotional healing and support for they're very for in companionship and for healing and wellness programs within the indigenous communities. Some of them use them as therapy dogs to assist with mental health, for trauma recovery, and youth engagement. Dogs are so valuable and important, in all of these communities, in our communities. There's challenges and changing roles. Um, the stray populations that I've got here, the vet care, there's really a problem with that. So there's been a lot of overpopulation, and managing safety while at the same time as maintaining our cultural respect for dogs is an ongoing concern. It can be very difficult. I understand that. And with the role of dogs has shifted to urbanization and technology, remaining they remain important. Even though we have this shift to urbanize and technology, dogs are still an integral part of many Indigenous households and cultural practices. We need to promote pet ownership, training, education, and this is starting to happen, and we need to keep going at this. So I love supporting them. Dogs in indigenous communities are more than pets. They're helpers, protectors, teachers, and spiritual guides. So I can respect and understand how very important dogs are in these communities and to these people. And I feel like we have the ability to help them, and they need to get vet care. We need support. We need education. So there is a Res Dog conference here in Winnipeg. I think I had it right here. May 17th and 18th at the Victoria Talent Conference Center in Winnipeg. A Unity for the Res Dogs, a conference in unity for Res Dogs, a conference for change. Katie Powell is with Save a Dog Network, is promoting this, and I think that we need to keep we need to support it and learn more and understand more. I love what I'm learning about the beliefs and of these dogs, from the how these people feel about their dogs. And I think that dogs are very, everybody has a different feeling and understanding of their dog. And I love learning about this culture that does have a deep connection and understanding for animals and for the world. And we just need to help more and support them more and get the vet care to these dogs, and education to these communities, and give them the support they need. So please support. I'm going to be doing some fundraising. I am doing some fundraising for the the spay and neuter clinic in Fisher River that I put on this in June. And I'm also fundraising for other rescues. You know, there are so many rescues in Manitoba. Come here, Jen. Come on. It's okay. Come. There's so many rescues in Manitoba, and that are working so hard and helping these res dogs and any dog that needs help. That I really believe that there is a crisis going on here in Manitoba. The rescues are full. They can't even take Many of them can't take any more animals. There's no money. There's no fosters. There's no people, volunteers. Like it's very real crisis here in Manitoba. And I love the idea of supporting the reservations and supporting these communities to find ways to help the dogs. Come here, Jen. Jenny, what are you doing? She's circling me. She doesn't want to jump. Come on, just come up. There you go. There you go. Hi, my baby. Ginny doesn't like come on camera much. I got Herbie behind me here. Hey, bud. Come here. Can you come and say hi? Oh, they're very lazy because it's snowed. Yeah, these communities in Manitoba, all over the place, need our help, and education is one of the ways, the best way to get this and to do this. And I want to be a part of educating, uh, helping people understand how what they can do, how they can help their dogs better, and creating a way that is mutual. I want to always respect people's cultures. I want to respect their feelings and understandings of dogs. And I realize that it's the last thing I want to do is cross any lines of that. I want to stay with um, supporting the dogs and and the community and the people. And I understand safety. The other thing I didn't talk about on here that I have strong feelings about is the calls. I understand the need to do this, and I would like anybody who to stop and think and talk, maybe talk to somebody, be open to what's happening when they're doing these things and why they're doing it and the reality of the damage that it does. I understand the safety, children's safety, people for safety, your family, of course, is number one. You have to, safety is priority. But we have to understand that it does damage, not only like the dogs, it does dogs, of course, it's awful. It's not done always in a nice way. Is there a nice way to do something like that? Euthanization is better than some of these dogs go through, uh, but it's also traumatic for the people, for children, for the people having to do it, for people witnessing it. And this has been going on long enough. For years that we see I talk to people. I've had people who have had to do calls and be a part of it, and later on talk about it, and it's not a good memory. It's a very traumatic thing to do, to see, and to watch children get traumatized if they see anything. It's a horrible thing, um, for them to have to go through. So, um, and I know that there feels like there's no other choice. I understand the safety issue, but this is why we need to educate and start changing things now. We need to get the vet care going. We need illnesses and spays and neuters or the implants, whatever they're doing to help control population. Um, I'm really dedicated to this, and I'm glad I'm going to be helping again at another spay and neuter clinic, and I've been able to help at a smaller clinic recently. So I love doing it. I love helping animals and making life better and helping out us have better relationship with our dogs. And I want to help you with your dog. If you have questions, I put the link in here for my calendar. Don't be afraid to book a call. If you have questions, you want to talk about your dog, let's do it. So I am wishing you all well. Think about the Res Dog crisis. I've shared a petition. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please consider signing the petition. There was also a page that I shared that was involved with, you can write a letter, send a letter. I did it to the government because we need to try and get some help here. And this is a problem that's not going to go away until we get some more support and some more help and some more education. So have a great day. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoy this day. We've had another blizzard, so we're stuck inside all of a sudden after a beautiful day or two. So yeah, I hope you appreciate it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.